Well, now the temperature's finally starting to dip. We know that fall is soon going to be knocking on our door, and what better time to get out and enjoy the beautiful landscape than we are so blessed to have here on Delmarva.
And if you're looking for an area that gives you a little bit of everything native to the peninsula, then you'll want to check out Adkins Arboretum in Caroline County, this week's Delmarva treasure.
Woodlands, wetlands, and meadows can all be found within a 400-acre plot of land in Caroline County known as Adkins Arboretum.
Arboretum is a place to learn about plants. That's simple. And usually it's a beautiful setting that people enjoy just the recreation of being there. Though it's critical for an arboretum to meet its mission is to teach about plants. And some larger arboretums will do research, but the focus is on plants.
Ellie Altman is the executive director of Adkins.
And I always found it helpful to compare it to a park, because it's a beautiful setting like a park, and you walk on the paths like you were walking around the park. And we allow dog walking and bicycles, so it's recreational like a park. But it's got the educational programs and the focus on nature education that you don't necessarily find at a park.
Adkins Arboretum was created in 1980. The land was originally tapped for a state park.
One idea was to build a dam at Hillsborough and flood 4,000-acre reservoir, for recreational reservoir would be part of this park. There was opposition to that because a large oak tree that people love, just like they love the Y oak, which we're familiar with in Y Mills, the thought of it being destroyed upset many folks, so there was a protest to this park. And so Department of Natural Resources listened to those residents and said, okay, we'll create an arboretum because there's such a love for trees.
It was named after Easton Judge William Adkins. At the time, the land and facilities were maintained by employees of the nearby Tuckahoe Park. Eventually, a nonprofit, Friends of Adkins Arboretum, was created and staff hired.
The Arboretum is actually owned by the state, but is run by a nonprofit, so we have this very unique public-private partnership that's been very successful.
Ellie took me on a tour of the Arboretum. Winding trails take you through beautiful patches of land which contain 600 species of native plants, trees, shrubs, vines, and grasses.
This is native grass. It's called big blue stem. We have invasive species here, and the bane of our existence, I would say, and many others would say, because they're such aggressive growers, it's hard to manage them and expensive to manage them. But we do work on it all the time and use a certain protocol with each plant to reduce the use of chemicals.
And that protocol is passed on through Adkins education programs.
And all that's part of what we teach homeowners, because we want them also to help in managing invasives on their own properties too, and not to introduce plants that could be a problem.
Homeowners can also take advantage of the Adkins Arboretum Nursery, which offers a selection of ornamental native trees, shrubs, perennials, ferns, and grasses.
The other thing we do for homeowners is provide design services, where they work with a designer as a co-designer. And that way we provide this service very inexpensively. And they work through 4 sessions with a designer, and they're doing a lot of the legwork. They do the measuring of the property and share with the designer their dreams for their property.
Next to the nursery is the children's Funshine Garden, tended by children who visit the Arboretum. Another visitor's favorite, the 6 goats. Not only do they provide entertainment for visitors, they help clear out areas of growth. This patch of land used to look like this before they were penned in. You can even find art.
We have art exhibited. It's what's referred to as site-specific sculpture. So the artists are selected, and they don't just bring a piece of sculpture and set it down. They choose first, before they begin designing their art, a spot where they would like to display it, and design their art around that spot. So this year, I think we have 8 artists that have work here.
Ellie says Adkins continues to grow.
The Arboretum is actually in the midst of a capital campaign, and will start next fall, a year from now, expanding its visitor center. And that's going to open up so many new possibilities because we'll be able to accommodate more school children visiting.
Providing more opportunity to promote the conservation of the land we call home.
And here is the perfect opportunity to find out for yourself. Adkins Arboretum Native Plant Nursery is holding an open house. The public open house is 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday and noon to 4 p.m. on Sunday. And if you would like some more information, there's a number you can call, 410-634-2847.
So was that like a special little tour for you?
Oh, no, you can go and you can walk along all the
Anybody can go
trails.
on that?
Anyone, yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, highlighting what can be considered another Delmarva treasure today, the Woodland Ferry. And this weekend, the community comes together for an 18th time, all to celebrate the Woodland Ferry. Delmarva Life's Sean Stryker has more. Sean?
And as the Woodland Ferry takes another car across the Nanticoke, that's something to celebrate coming up this weekend. It's the Woodland Ferry Festival. I'll have your event details next.
And another celebration tonight honors fashion and music. A little later, we're going behind the scenes of Fashion Rocks. Delmarva Life, we'll be right back.